So I was diagnosed in September of 2000. I was diagnosed with AIDS. I ended up in the hospital. I weighed about 108 pounds. My T cells were 110. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks, and they didn't think I was gonna make it. But here I am, almost 18 years later, so I definitely celebrate the day every year. When I came out when I was 17, I promised myself that my family already knew that I was gay. So if they knew, I didn't care what anybody else thought. As long as that was gonna get me forward. I was always gonna be honest with everybody and myself. So the next big thing that happened in my life was being diagnosed. So when I knew that I had AIDS, I was like, I'm going to be honest with myself, I'm going to be honest with my family, and I don't care what anybody else thinks. I will never deny it. I'll be open about it. So I think for me, that was the first thing. It was not denying what was happening. I don't think I took it so serious, but I think that's what saved me too. That I wasn't focused on being sick, I was focused on being better. My first line of stigma that I had to fight, and my first advocacy or teaching was my family. I had to get it across to them in a way that they can understand it. I had to advocate for myself first so that my family could get on board with it. And then it was my training ground. Once I did that, I was like, oh, like I stood up for myself. I'm the baby of the family and the only boy, and I pretty much always had to fight for my part. And I was like, wow, I did this for me, and if I can do this for me, then I can speak for other people, other Latinos who don't speak English, or other guys or girls in my situation who are first generation Catholic, very strict family. They don't talk about sex or sexuality. They need somebody to stand up and go, I know where you come from, but you're wrong. Let's talk about this. Let's find a middle ground. And before I knew it, I was doing presentations and speaking. You know, after everything that I've been through in my life up to now, AIDS, alcohol, drugs, cancer, ostomy, overcoming sexual abuse as a child, a lot of mental issues, anxiety, depression. On paper, if you saw me on paper, I should be sitting in a corner somewhere in my apartment crying and being mad at the world and just hating everything. On paper. And there are times when I really just want to hate everybody. But I can't. I've been given too many opportunities by the universe and God that I can't. There's a reason why I'm here. Right now, your body needs you, your mind needs you, your peace needs you. You can't control what other people think. You can't stop them from being negative. Start making the changes that you need. If you're drinking, if you're doing drugs, if you're smoking, if you're overeating, start making those changes because your body's gonna appreciate it and you're gonna feel it. Take your medicine. Start focusing on where you're gonna go from there because you can't sit in your pity party forever. So maybe it sounds like tough love, but that's what my mom gave me. She was like, at some point she said, you wanna eat? Get your ass out of bed and come to the table. Like the family's waiting for you now. And I was like, oh, how dare you, woman? And then I realized that I needed somebody to stop feeling sorry for me and stop feeling bad for me. I was alive. Maybe I wasn't at my peak health, but I was alive. And I needed somebody to like basically smack me on the head and said, get up. What else can you leave your mark on? Where else can you make a difference? Who else hasn't heard your story? Apologize to yourself and forgive yourself for whatever it is you think you did wrong. And bury it, let it go. What makes me fearless is that I'm not ready to give up. And that's being positive.